Welcome to Crafty Chemist. I've got a special guest who wants to say hi. Say hi, Ellie.
Hi.
Can
I put them under your camera?
Yeah. Okay, and we got another one. Oh, we got Rowie. Rowie's here. Rowie's here. You like that?
I want to have one of these.
You like that stamp?
What kind of ink?
This is a cherry blossom. Yeah, I'm using these for a special giveaway. Aren't they pretty, Ellie?
Yeah.
They're very pretty, aren't they?
Uh-huh. Where are my palettes?
Oh, where'd they go?
They're out. They're leaving.
You're going to stay here with Nona and play.
No.
No? No, they're... Oh, no. Hello, everybody. Now you hear Ellie crying. Hello, hello. Ellie's crying because I won't let her have the free giveaway. No. Her mom and dad went outside. Oh, goodness. It's crazy here, guys.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
What a day.
Oh. How's everybody doing? We are making this beautiful card right here. Yeah, there's a blanket. Actually, at the top, in the
Top drawer.
no, well, in the drawer, but also in the closet of the empty room now.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of blankets up there, the small ones.
In the empty room now.
Hey, Diana. Hi, Julie. No, well, in the drawer, but also in the closet. Sorry if it was feedback. Yes, I had two little helpers, and you should see my house. They helped me really decorate the house. What's wrong, Jean?
Nothing.
Okay, I just shared this to the group, so hopefully we'll get people on here. You okay? So, Ooh. Okay, I'm not in my normal room because I'm currently moving my craft studio from my... Are you going to bring the baskets from Lindsay and Vincy?
No, not today.
Okay. So I'm moving my craft room from the guest room upstairs into the basement that was just recently finished, but it's not completely set up. So I am on my dining room table right now.
Thank you.
So,
Sending pictures or posting. Okay. Bye, Henry.
okay. There. Maybe that's better. Okay, so like I said, we're making this card. This card was made with the Delightful Wishes bundle. It's a really beautiful bundle. And this is one that I recommend getting the die cuts with, because if you notice, not everything is not everything that I'm using is on the stamp set, but it's part of the die set. So see, you've got these flower dies, and then you've got the cherry blossom twig, and then the wishing thing here, and then this little cutout for the sentiment, which I really love. You guys know that I love to put my sentiments on to specially cut out shapes. I don't like to just, cut it into a square. So this is what we are making today. Oh, I'm zooming in. I'll see if that works there. So this is what we're going to make. And the reason I'm making this is because my daughter went to Japan to see the cherry blossoms in Japan. And she brought back, look at these stamps that she brought back for me to do a giveaway. Wasn't that nice of her? So I am doing a giveaway for the month of April. Any purchase on my website, which is, let me see if I can make it so it's not, I have a glare on it, at thecraftychemist.stampinup.net, you have a chance to win. There you go. Yeah, thecraftychemist.stampinup.net. So any purchase, you get a chance to win that. She also brought back specialty paper. And this, I can't even explain what this paper is like. It is not origami paper. It feels like, almost like wallpaper. And now I'm not going to send you the whole pack because it's a lot and it's kind of special. But I will send some paper from this. This is the one that was in my advertisement. Look at this one. Isn't this gorgeous? So this is straight from Japan, and this was a specialty stationery store that she went to. So I'll give you some of these, and then she got me this this set. This is more like this paper actually feels like it looks. This is more gold leaf. So anyway, I'll send some of this, some of that other wallpaper feeling paper. It feels like, if you've ever made handmade paper, kind of feels like that. Oops. So, if you want a chance to win this stuff straight from Japan, you just need to place an order on my website. I have a picture of the kids at in here they are in Japan, but here's the cherry blossoms. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. So they went to Japan specifically to see the cherry blossoms. Here she is in a little kimono. Hi, Dee. Let's see. There's another. Oh, look at the cherry blossoms. I tried to use these as sort of my inspiration. You see the cherry blossoms here? That's kind of what I was trying to replicate here. So this is what I was trying to do. Oh, look at this. Look how gorgeous that is. Look at this. Okay, so like I said, she brought this special from Japan just for you guys. Wasn't that thoughtful of her? So I know, they're so beautiful. And with any purchase on my website, you could win this cherry blossom stamp. And then this is like a cherry blossom twig. I find it interesting to look at how their stamps are there. I don't know. They're all wood block that she said. And then some of the specialty, I'll send you some of the specialty paper. Okay. Okay, so let's get to work on this card. Now, if you saw this Delightful Wishes stamp set, which is what I used, it's actually on yellow. It's all yellow because the paper that goes with this is yellow. So let me search for that. Let's just search Delightful, see if that brings it up. I do have some of the paper, but I wanted to make it like cherry blossoms. Okay, so see, it's all of the cards that you see. So you may have seen this set. So here it is. Look how pretty this is. But this card is kind of what I was trying to replicate, but in the pink for the cherry blossoms. So this is kind of what I did. But it's a really beautiful stamp set. Very, I would say, delicate looking. So let's get to making it. And I also, I made it on a slim line because I thought you could really get a sense of the cherry blossoms. Okay? Okay, so my card is 3.5 by 8.5. So 8.5 here. Yeah, 3.5 by 8.5. Okay? And so that would mean that this is 7 by 8.5 is the piece of white paper that you use. And so then I cut this pink paper at 3.5 by 8.5. Like I said, the paper that came with this set is all, here's the paper. And actually next week I'm doing a scrapbook layout with this. So here's the paper that goes with it that you could use. But there was no pink, right? So I looked through my paper. I want to unzoom this a little bit if I can. Uh-oh. I hope that doesn't. So what I did is I looked through my stash and I found the Friends of the Ocean paper. And this is the paper that I used for here. If you saw my sample card that's on the advertisement, it's actually a different card. I sent that to Michaela for Easter. I used this paper, but it's from the what did I say? Friends of the Ocean. And you know, I was not a super fan of this only because I don't live by the ocean. So it right, it's like, what am I going to do with this ocean paper? But the back side of this paper is so good. So I've really used a lot of it, even just on the back side. So I think I'm going to try this piece here for that, for the background. So if you want to make your cherry blossoms, you know, pink, you can do that, or you can use the paper that goes with this set. So I'm going to cut this at 3.5. By 8.5. I just loved that. It almost looks like waves. I'm pretty close in today. I don't know how I got Let's see if I can lift up. There we go. I lifted it up a little bit. Well, with the kids here, you know, who knows how it ended up that way. Okay, so let's put this on. Actually, this side wouldn't have been too bad either, but I like that swirliness of the other one. But that is one thing that I recommend is even if you don't particularly like or need one of the paper suites, if it has a really nice B-side, so to speak, like this has got some really nice B-side paper, I always recommend getting it as a sort of a filler. Okay, so I put this one down flat, and then this I popped up. I don't know if you can tell, but it is popped up. The original card that I made that I gave to Michaela for Easter because, you know, it was cherry blossoms. I actually did the reverse of what I'm doing right now. And I'll see if I can show you here. Okay, here's the card. What I did on this card is I made a frame. I popped the frame and I put the green on the base. So I don't know if you can tell the difference. See, this one I put the outside is flat on the card and then I popped the center. This one I popped the frame and the green is what's on the base of the paper. This way is easier to do. It's kind of like a floating, I think they call these a floating card. Okay, so I am going to use the green from this set. This is the Delightful Wishes. Is it called Delightful Wishes? Or let me see if it's called. So, you know, they name the, okay, it's called Floral Delight. And I'm going to use the green. See the green here? Isn't that pretty? It's kind of like thatched, very lightly thatched. Let me see if any of this. The other option would be to do the brown thatching, but I thought that with the brown twigs that it would be too much brown. So, and I cut this at 2.5 by 7.5. So I cut it 1 inch smaller than the base. Okay. Let me make sure I don't have a piece of this already cut, so I don't cut into the hole. And I do. I have this. This should be good enough. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to cut this 2.5 by 7.5. And then, like I said, I am popping this up. Oh, let's see, do I have scissors? I think I brought scissors down. Yeah. Like I said, I'm on my dining room table, not in my craft room, so the craft room is total disaster right now. Because literally, that's why Megan and Henry and the kids were here, because Henry and Megan helped me move all of the furniture from the guest room into the basement that I finished. And so we literally just finished that, and we were sitting down to eat. Okay. I am going to put one piece in the center. And if you guys watched, did you guys watch last week with my nephews? my one nephew, we was taping things down, and he put like one strip of adhesive down, and I was like, Ty, that is not how Aunt Maggie does it. You need to fill the back of it with adhesive. So I don't know where he comes from. He's obviously not related to me, if that's how he uses adhesive. Yeah, I'm looking forward to my craft room being, it's already, like, it looks amazing already, even though it's literally just in shambles. Okay, I'm going to center this. Okay, there we go. Now, what I found doing this 3 times is, I don't know, I feel like this is a little bit pushed up to the top and left. So I'm going to actually do this part first and then put the flowers on afterwards. Okay, this is the 3rd card that I've made with this design, and that's what I recommend. So I'm going to get my cutter out here, although Ellie was playing with it right before. Oh, here those pieces. Okay. I was like, I don't know where the base is, but she thought this was really great. Okay. Where's my plate number 2? Here we go. She wanted to help me, you know. I told her I can't wait till she's old enough to really help me. But I told her I would do a live with her soon. I might do one of the kids' kits, the card kits. I might do one of those with her, the circus one. Okay, so let's look at the card. The card is, on this one, I cut the wishing out of pink. And this, I think, is the new strawberry slush from the new 2025-2027. And then the matte is, I did out of white. So, this is the strawberry slush. Okay, I got a small piece here. You can see the piece that I already cut it out of. I love this new color. Do you guys love this new color? And then we're going to do the small wishing. So you can see this, the set comes with the word and then the mat for it. Okay, so I really like this, that it comes with both. And I cut this paper like a little bit too small, but it just fits if you angle it like this. Okay. I should have given myself a little more room. Okay. Now this, when you cut this, FYI, you need to be really careful about the dots on the eye. Yes, there are teeny tiny dots on the eye. So, can you see these little dots here? Let's see if I can get it into the camera. So be really careful with that. Okay. So I'm gonna pop this out using my little picket tool. Okay. This is very, fragile. So I'm going to put it here on the green so you can see it. And then I'm going to pop out the dots right onto the green so I don't lose them. Okay. Woo! There we go. So I've got the wishing, and now let's cut the I think it's more, it is kind of like flamingo, but I was thinking it's a little like and I think I've asked this last time, the one that Michelle really liked. I don't think it was called slush. Not sherbet. But it was like that color. But it is kind of like flamingo, but it's a little more pink than flamingo. Okay, now we need the white. Let's see, I know I have white here somewhere. Okay, here we go. Okay, found the white. Smoothie. Yeah, smoothie. You guys are really, really good about remembering that. Although it's a little more pink than smoothie, so I don't know. Okay, what did I do with that wishing? Hopefully I put it on here. I did not put it on here. Oh, here it is. Okay, put this back. And now let's do the matte. Okay. This might be a time you would want to use that two-sided adhesive paper. Like I don't have any of it, but to cut out this small wishing, this might have been a good time to use that. Okay, so here's the matte. Okay. Okay, and then oh, okay, you guys, you got Ellie and Ro at the beginning, and now Darcy's helping me. I don't know if you could, Darcy, honey, get off the table. Yes, Darcy, this is not a zoo. I feel like this is a zoo here today. Get down, Darcy. Darcy wants to see what's going on. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this. Okay, Darcy, honey, get down. Oh, goodness. My last few lives have been really, really good. I'm going to cut this, and I cut this out of a light pink. I would say petal pink.
Darcy, come on, Grandma will give you a treat. You want a treat? Come on.
Let's see. Oh, okay. My mom offered to give Darcy a treat. So, there's not enough room on here, so let's do a different one. Let's try this one. Oh, no, you know what? I think I might do this. I might cut the pink out of here because it's a good pink. I have absolutely no idea where my paper is in the basement. The only paper I have is the stuff that I set aside for today. So, okay. Yes, that is a good idea to stack 2 or 3 of the dies. It makes them nice and sturdy, and also it gives it some dimension. Okay, so I'm going to put this down for a minute so we can adhere. You know what I should have done is use some of that paper from Japan for the background. Okay, I can put this here. Now I got to figure out what I did with the card base we were working on. I can tell you what, my dining room table is not big enough. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, it's right here. Jeez, it's right in front of me. Okay. So now let's work on layering this. And I am going to, first of all, I gotta be really careful. I think I lost the, did I lose one of the eyes? There's one, but where's the other one? Okay. I'm going to use adhesive. I would probably recommend using like some glue. Because this is, you got to really, if you're using adhesive on this, you got to be really careful you don't rip your die. And this is why I think that that double-sided adhesive paper would be a good idea. But again, my glue is packed up and moved, so. I'm just gonna, oh, see, like right there, like what I just did. But that's okay, because on here, you won't even be able to tell because it is on the base. And if you did 2 or 3 layers of this, you definitely won't be able to tell because you could have another layer on top of it. Just kind of be a little bit careful on fitting it in there. I need a little bit. There we go. Can't even tell that I ripped that apart. There we go. Pretty good. Now let's see if I lost one or, but now this is what is like very difficult, is this this little dot. So what I did is I just stuck it on this paper that is, I don't know, like the back of a sticker or something. It's slick. And then I just ran over it with my tape. And then I used my little pokey tool to pick it up and put it down there. Okay, so I've got one eye. One eye. Oh, that could be. Darcy probably has the little thing because he did walk kind of over that. Although I tried to keep that away. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one. I'm going to cut off a little piece from there. It might not have been big enough, but there we go. This piece might be too big, but, and do the same thing. And then, there we go. Oh, no, that's the one I just cut. Okay, there we go. So I am going to kind of make it up like this. Like I like where this is placed. I just feel like this flower is a little bit up too much. So then I'm going to stamp on here. And the sentiments are wishing you were here, wishing you all the best, wishing you a happy birthday, wishing lots of love, wishing you well. I think I might do you all the best because I did wishing you were here. That's what I sent to Michaela for Easter. And I did wishing you a happy birthday for this one. So let's do this one. Let's see. Okay. And actually my Tuxedo Black Memento stamp pad is somewhere, again, that I don't know where it is, but I found, I knew where my stack of Close to My Heart inks were, so wishing you all the best. I'm going to stamp this, but you know what? I'm going to stamp it a little bit to the left so that the Y can come down over. See how this Y can come down over. So I left a little bit of space there. Okay. Yeah, so I want to do it kind of like right like that. Okay, so let's glue this piece down. That seems pretty good. And now see how the G will fit right down in there. I might actually move it just a tad to the right. There we go. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna glue all of this except the top of the H, and you can see here it's like it's floating on there. I will say Ellie did try and pull that off, so that's why it's sticking up a little bit more than what it was. That's what happens when you have grandkids. She has her own little craft box, and we did play with it today while we were moving stuff. Okay, so I'm going to place this here. Okay, now I feel like I can place the twigs and the flowers appropriately. Okay. Okay. So now let's cut some of those. Let's get this back. And for the twigs, I used Espresso. Early Espresso. You can see here, I've already cut my 2 out of there. And let's get the twigs. This is why I recommend the getting the bundle with the dies, because these dies are, you know, extra special. And I have found that with Stampin' Up, I feel like the bundle is more valuable because it has things that the stamp set itself doesn't have. Like, it makes it that much better. So I really like these. It's not like with Close to My Heart, the dies basically only cut out the shapes of the things that you stamped, right? These ones, it has things like this. Like it has these little twigs, which are not part of the stamp set, which I love. You can really build up your scenes and your, you know, build up your cards. It's really nice. Okay, here's one. And let's cut out the second one. This is Early Espresso. Oh, and while I'm talking about the paper, FYI, guys, the price of paper is going to be going up with the new catalog. So, I recommend getting some paper before the new catalog takes effect, so you can get it at the older price. And if you do that, it counts as an order on my website. You get a chance to win the giveaway. So, but if you want to save some money, I would buy some now. Okay, so here is 2 of the twigs, which is what I used. And now I cut this big flower out of the petal pink. Actually, I think this is Bubble Bath. I think this is Bubble Bath. And then I cut the inside of this one out of Bubble Bath. Again, I was going to show you the, let's see if we can look at the cherry blossoms. Let me see. So here we go. So you can kind of see some of them look like there's a light pink with the dark pink center, and then some of them to me look almost like they're the dark pink with the light pink center. That would be good lightning too. Okay, so here is the cherry blossoms. This is what we're kind of trying to replicate. And let's look at the one that was the twigs. So here's kind of what I'm trying to replicate here. These ones are all light. And there are some that are white. These ones look more white. So I made some of them white. So this is what I was trying to replicate. So let's find the pink. Let's see, on this one, I think I have enough. Let's see if I have room for the bigger one. I don't know if I have room. I don't think I have room on there for that one, but I do have room for this. Put this away. This is one that has two different sheets of dies. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we'll cut the center out of this one. And then, let's see. Okay, here's this. And then I'm going to try and cut the three smaller, you see how these ones, the three smaller, the white ones, I did cut out of the light pink. So that's this little piece here. So I'm going to put this back. Oh, look, that I wonder if that's the dot to my eye. Or maybe it's just the insides of that piece. I don't know. But that would make good dots for your eye if you lose one. Or if your dog jumps up on your table and... Okay, there's one. And I did make 3 of these. I contemplated... doubling up the paper, but like this one is so small that I just wasn't sure that it would go through. So I'm going to do it 3 times. So yeah, the paper, I don't know, it's going up a couple dollars a pack. So if you were thinking at all about buying some paper, I would do it sooner rather than later. Okay, here's 2, one more. Okay. Last one of these guys. Once you get these cut out, the rest is really, really easy. You just put it together. Okay. So I think I'm going to cut the other cherry, the bigger piece out of this. because I have it here. And then it'll give it kind of a little bit of a ombre look. Okay, yeah, look, that looks pretty. And let's see, where did the, oops. Okay, wait, the piece that I cut. Okay, there we go. I was like, I don't want to lose everything. Okay, and now we need to cut out of the darker pink. Oh, and actually we probably could cut it out of this side. Or out of the slush, but I'm going to cut it out of here. So this piece here, this goes in, this one goes in the center. Okay, so let's cut this piece out. If it'll fit on here. Does it fit? Yes, that'll fit there. Wait, I do have this one. Let's just cut it out of here. I just found the actual piece. Okay, this, I don't know what color that is. I was gonna say raspberry, but I don't think that there is a raspberry. No, I probably could have cut the other piece at the same time. I was contemplating the color. Okay, so this is a part for the inside of the bigger flower. And if if you don't have these dies and you want to make a similar card, really you can make any flower, right? You can do this. I mean, it might not be a cherry blossom card, but you could definitely make a card with, the flowers across it, no problem. Okay, the last piece. I don't have my little color swatches with me. Okay, now all we have left are the white, the white flowers, the pieces. The whole background. Okay, so this is the back, and then this piece goes on here. Let's make sure we have all of our pieces. I've been trying to put everything on here so we don't lose anything. So did we lose one of the pink? Oh no, there it is. Okay, we're doing good. I'm not losing anything. Okay, now to cut the white. The three flower bases. So this was the center. I cut out of that light pink, and then I cut this one. Cut 3 out of this one. I have really been loving die cutting my cards like this since I've been with Stampin' Up. My Christmas card basically was all die cut pieces. I did the ice skates and the sled, and I mean literally I think there were 20 die cut pieces on my card. That was a mistake after I made that. Like this was a lot of pieces, but let me make sure I'm staying in the frame, guys, because I'm in pretty tight with this. Because I'm actually just going live on Facebook. I didn't stream on YouTube and Instagram this time because I did not have time to set all that up. That takes about half hour to 45 minutes to set up. And we were still carrying things down to the basement at that time. Okay, one more. These make such beautiful cherry blossoms. But if you use the yellow that this was, the paper comes with it, those were gorgeous too. So, I'm not sure that these were even meant to be cherry blossoms, but that's what I turned them into. Okay, now I did make this leaf. You can make multiple leaves. Yeah, it was crazy amount of cutting I did for Christmas. And you know, the funny thing is, and it's not funny, but it is kind of funny. I've got baggies of stuff that I cut. And I'm like, why did I had planned it out, like how many of the greenery I needed, how many of this, how many of that. And somehow I ended up with baggies full of like greenery and stuff. So I don't know if I miscalculated or what, but anyway, have a good start on next year's card maybe. But to me, I'm a little more confident die cutting than stamping. I don't know. But, okay, and now we just need the center. I do like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of these flowers that are like layered like this, that are die cut and layered, and then the leaves? See how these are two layered? What do you guys think of that? Okay, here's the green that I cut, and then we're done with cutting. Okay, here's the flower or the leaf, and there's a smaller one too. I could have maybe also done a smaller one, but I only did one leaf. Okay. That's everything. And now the fun begins of putting it all together. Okay, there we go. Okay. This has also got some other nice, like this is really pretty die cut, but I don't, this one, I think you definitely have to use that double-sided adhesive because those, I haven't cut this one, but each of those would be individually cut out, right? I mean, that would be a crazy amount of, I don't know. Okay, so let's put this away. Okay, I need to get a drink here. Woo, I dumped a lot of sugar in that one. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I'm getting used to these. Okay, so now the first thing that I put down was the twigs. And as I move this, okay, so when I did it the other way, when I had the frame raised and the the green part on the ground, or so to speak. You know, this one I have the green raised, I have the green popped up. The other one, I put the twig on the base page, and then I popped up the flowers. Since this whole green thing is popped up on this card, I'm just going to put them directly onto the green, okay? So you can have these hang off a little bit like it's floating, but so I'm going to kind of do it like this. Very similar. Okay, so let's adhere these down. Wasn't it sweet of Michaela to think of you guys and get stamps for you? That was all her. That was all her doing. She was like, "Mom, I got you 2 sets of these so you can do a giveaway for one." So I thought that was nice of her. Move this up just a little bit this way. There we go. Oh, the ones that you didn't, oh, that's a background die? Okay. I could see that, but then it's not very, that's not very big. You would have to run it a few times through, right? I'm going to try that. Because I was like, I am not gluing down all of those itty bitty pieces, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Julie, you need to be my upline so you can tell me these things, because you know better than me on a lot of these things. Okay, so let's put this down. This is why you need to become a consultant, Julie, because you're so smart with this. Okay, I'm gonna see. There are a few of these little holes, so. Uh-oh. I think I'm running out of tape, guys. I'm gonna have to run down and get, oh, you know what? Let me go get some tape. I think I know where it is. Hold on. Okay, I found it, but I also brought glue in case this one runs out also. I know, I was thinking, I wish Darcy were here to entertain you while I was gone. That would have been the time I needed him. Oh, they showed an example of that? Okay. Okay, but you're still smart when it comes to these things. You have such great tips. Okay. I will say that I think I did pretty good that way. It took me a little bit to get that other one to fit on, but I think this one fits on pretty good. So I think I'm going to put the bigger one over here this time. And then the smaller one over here. And then I feel like I wouldn't, I don't think it says crowded over there. Oh, is that the... And you wonder why I run out of tape. Okay, I'm going to put this right there. Okay, now this one, let's put this guy in, but we do need to poke out some of these little bits. I know I'm on the corner, but there we go. Okay. And then this guy. There we go. Fits on there pretty good. Okay, and then I think I'll just set it right there. And then we'll put the little pink pieces on here. Okay. And these ones do have, there we go. There is a way to put them on where it all fits like that. I'm not going to glue it down yet until I do all three so I get it placed well. Okay. Okay, that one, number 2. I did 2 over here before, and then, oh, I did 1. Maybe I'll do the one there. Well, you know what? I'm going to place the leaf first. That way, I know I have room for it, because it's a little bit bigger. Those white ones you can kind of place anywhere. This is another one you got to be careful adhering, because you can easily rip these little pieces off. This fits down in here. Put it more toward the center, guys. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep that there. Okay. Put the white ones there. And I'll put this one here. Oh, I gotta put the pink on this one. Okay, last one. So this is it's a labor of love with all the die cutting and taping down. But I will tell you, Michaela sent me a message and she said, as we're eating dinner, Anthony was looking at your card that you sent, which was this one. And he said, your mom is so talented and creative. So I know that it's appreciated, right? Like all of this effort is appreciated by most of the people that you send it to. At least people that know how much work goes into them. Okay. So that makes me happy. And actually, it didn't take that long to make these. So the last thing on these ones, I don't know if you can see, but I put these little bee charms. And these are from the Be Happy meant to be happy. That sweet. You remember there was the scrapbook workshop, and then there was paper, and so these are called Tiny Bee trinkets, and these have become one of my favorites. I've used these on almost every card that I send that has flowers like this. These are not adhesive. Okay, they're trinkets. So you have to use these mini glue dots that Stampin' Up does sell. Let's see, it's 103683. But they stick on here so nice. So I just found the easiest way is to pick one up. They are one-sided. So there's a side where you've got the B indentation, and then the back is just plain. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna stick this on these are the mini glue dots. Okay, and then I just stick it down. Like that, and it stays on really nice, and there's really no glue dots sticking out. It's a nice size for these. The mini glue dots are a nice size for these, but I really love these, and these were not very expensive, and I've had them for a while because I think that meant to be collection was from like the January scrapbook release, and so I bought these in December, so I still have a lot, and I've been using them. Okay, but I think it really adds a little bit. I'm gonna put that there. So I recommend these are really, really nice, and they're metal, you know, they're metallic, so they're like real pieces of metal. Okay, so there you have it. You've never wondered why I run out of tape, Julie? I know. Were you on when I said that my nephew last week, I don't know if you guys got to watch it. My nephew last week was taping down a piece of the scrapbook paper, and he put like one strip of adhesive on a piece that was like this wide, and I was like, no, Ty, you need to tape it all around. So, okay. So here I did wishing you all the best. That way I have, different versions to send. Okay, this was the Delightful Wishes stamp set and dies. Like I said, I recommend the dies because you get the twigs and it says wishing. Now this, you can stamp the wishing. And actually, I think on Michaela's, I stamped it or something. And then you get all of these dies, which I think is really nice. But the actual paper collection is more of the yellows. So it's these flowers here. I mean, it's really pretty. And next week, I'm doing a scrapbook page of these using the yellow. So you'll get to see the paper, but this is the paper that goes with the set. This is not. This is from the Lobster Friends of the Ocean set. Okay. But I wanted to make these cherry blossoms because of the special giveaway. I told you that Michaela got these from Japan. So these are coming straight from Japan. Anybody who places an order on my website this month gets entered into the raffle to win these. So Japanese stamps. And I will send you some of this paper. This is specialty paper. It's called Leaf Gift. I don't know what that says in Japanese, but underneath it, it says Leaf Gift. And then this paper, I mean, you guys want to win it just for this paper because it's like, I don't know if you can tell based on how this ripped out, but it's like wallpaper. But it's so gorgeous. Look at this. And it's all gilded. So I'll send a few of these sheets, not all of it, because I'm going to keep some of it. She only brought one of these, but there's two of each of these, so I'll send you a couple. Oh, and look at this. This one's definitely like handmade paper. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see, but see how that paper is made? I don't know if you can see when you make handmade paper and it's oh yeah, you can definitely see it on there. It's like handmade paper. It's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So, again, any order, you can get a chance to win. I've already got a few entries this month. I've got it. So I printed off some announcements. Some of them, I mean, they all printed black and white. I don't know. My printer is not happy with me right now. It's printing everything in black and white. It could be mulberry paper. The one that I just showed you, where you could see the fibers, that one feels like mulberry paper. The other one is a little bit different, but yeah. So, okay, giveaway, the Crafty Chemist at StampinUp.net. Any order on my website in April get you entered. And these are from Japan, and then that's that paper that I just showed you. I wanted to remind you about the new rewards program by Stampin' Up. So if you make a purchase, remember that any order over $20, you get rewards. You get 10% back on your next purchase. So I call it like Kohl's Cash. So, when you go to Kohl's, you spend $50, you get $5 or whatever to use on your next purchase. That's what this is like. And you can stack them up, to use all at once. Or you can use it every time, kind of defrays cost of shipping if you want to look at it that way. So 10% every order over $20. And it's free. It doesn't cost anything to join. With the Close to My Heart VIP program, it was $35 a year. This one is free. So when you go to the Crafty Chemist at StampinUp.net and you, if you're already a customer and you place your first order, it should prompt you, or there should be like a big pop-up or a bar or something that talks about it. If you're a new customer, you can go, there's a big banner that talks about the new program. If you click on Learn More, and then there's another button that says like sign up or something along those lines. So don't forget about the new rewards program. I am having a virtual crop party for National Scrapbooking Month on May 24th. Sign up. If you sign up, if you mark going on the event on Facebook, I will send you supplies for a scrapbook page. And then if you are local to me, I am having an in-person crafty get-together, girls' night out, where we are going to put together some kits. So if you purchase the kit, you can bring it with you to my house where we're going to put these together. So on May 8th, so coming up in a couple weeks. Well, it's not this coming week, but the next week. We're going to put them together. So I think that's all of the announcements. The new catalog is going to go live May 4th. I think May 4th, that's the Tuesday. That's when the new catalog goes live. But like I said, once the new catalog goes live, the paper prices are going to go up. So, and I think maybe, I have to check, but I think like the adhesive prices and that, like the basic things, some of them are going to be going up. I can look at a lot of you should have gotten your catalog. I sent catalogs to everybody, all my customers. You can double check the prices of those, but I know the paper is going up. But I think some of the things like the adhesive and that's going up. So I would buy it now before the prices go up. Okay. Well, we made it through, guys, from the dining room. I'm hoping next live, I might be able to go live in my new studio. It might not be ready, but the table will be ready. I just couldn't go live there tonight because the tabletop on that I do my lives on, it's a solid core door that doesn't have the doorknob cut out, and it is really heavy, and we couldn't get it down. Henry's going to have to bring a friend over to carry it down. Megan didn't feel she could safely handle it with him, so we couldn't do that right now. So I'm doing it on my dining room table. But I'm hoping that the internet there is going to be fine. I might have to get a booster. So next week we'll test it out. So okay, like I said, next week we're going to be making, I don't have it out here. We're going to be making scrapbook paper with the paper that goes with this set, and I will be using the stamp set on that page, and I might be using some of the dies on that page too. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me today. There's a few more days to get in on the free giveaway for the Japanese stamps. So check that out, thecraftychemist.stampinup.net. Thanks for joining. See you next week. Bye.